First, are we good?
We're good.
Okay. Could you, because I'm fairly new to the committee, could you just explain to me your role on the charter board?
Sure. I've been there since 2020. Well, I actually started when the whole pandemic started. So I got in and everything was virtual. So it was kind of difficult for me to transition. When I transitioned, the best way to understand what the charter board was about is all helping not only the community in understanding what Reading committee does, but also trying to facilitate the city council in everything that has to do with the ethics and compliance due to, I don't want to say law, but it's something similar to what it is. Keeping accountable all the regulations that Reading has, basically. So we just go forward in any consultation the city council needs in reference to anything that it has to do with the ethical compliance, that either way goes back and forth with the law, I would say. But being law is kind of raw, if you want to take it that way.
Do you feel there are any issues that the charter board is dealing with that could be improved?
So far, I would say since we got there, because like I said, I spent most of the years virtual. Now that we started meeting each other more often than not, it's more has to do, in the past it was hard to communicate because it was virtual. But so far with meeting us in person, I actually got more understanding of what the charter board is and helping not only my community, but also the city council in anything that they need to. So in reference to that, we haven't had any challenge yet, except with some compliance with the previous mayor and me understanding what that was about, because I just got in and that was before I started, was the only difficulty I had. But other than that, so far, meeting in person have actually made me more understand my role in the charter board, which is helping out not only the city council, but more in my community than anything else.
And one last question from me before I turn over to Councilor Goodman Henderson. The fact that you're now transitioning from virtual to in-person, does that still work with your schedule as far as being able to attend?
Oh yeah, it's actually really accommodating, because by the time we start, our schedule is mostly after 6 p.m. So that helps not only with my stuff doing at home and my job, is accommodating even to get to the city hall and everything. So I have no issue getting there, which is great.
Okay, great. Thank you. Marcia?
How you doing, lady? I believe I interviewed you the first time around.
Yes, you did. I'm
And-
good. I'm good.
Okay, and the charter board is so fundamental. It's our third branch of government, if you may, in the city. And I know you refer to city council and helping city council. What are the ways you see the charter board helping the city of Reading?
In a way, and this is, I have helped understanding where, especially with people that I know outside of like my community, understand the whole fundamental of Reading. I have a lot of family members and friends moving from other states into Reading, and I'm actually been helpful for them to understand how to be involved more in the community, not only with everything that has to do with you know, shopping and stuff like that, because people always go for that, but in understanding where the help they need, especially with any organization that can help them with anything reference to not only their household, but also with if they need city information or the board education information. So being in the charter board have brought me up to actually help my family members and friends that I have in the community and my neighbors when they need anything to understand about Reading, because a lot of people are confused
Right.
especially since they move from other states to here or other counties to here. So that have helped me help them.
Great. And you brought up an excellent point that when people move into the city, it's not automatic that they're going to understand our form of government, understand our
Yeah.
charter. There's a great likelihood that people are going to do things because they've been informed by people who don't really understand the charter that it's okay. How do we help
Yep.
educate people about the charter?
So far I just get them involved in going into the website, especially the city, and help them navigate through the website of Reading and Berks County, if you want to say, because that also is a link to that. I have helped them with that since I also been working in the community, because now I'm in Harrisburg, but I was working 10 years in Reading. I
Right.
can help them navigate with anything that's on the website. I help a lot of people so far understand what they need the help to, especially with a lot of regulations and policy that Reading has.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be specific to, household, but also with apartment policy and stuff like that. Because a lot of my friends rent, so they don't only own a household, but they also rent, and they need to understand the policy of parking and everything else. So I help them get informed on the website, which that have helped some, but it's not as clear as I hope it will be, because there's a lack of navigating it, and I understand it's just
Right.
not detail, if you want to say, a lot of research within the website. So I have helped them in that aspect.
Okay, but how do you see the charter board helping the general public, especially those people that are seeking out elected positions and don't really understand the charter? What role could you see the charter board playing?
So far, it's mostly in my aspect, I like when we go face to face and help them, talk to them about it.
Right.
But since we want to involve the younger generations, like the colleges, we're trying to emphasize in the social media aspect,
Right.
and get the word out, and creating this social media using any other social media platform.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're trying to do that, and we're trying to involve if you want to say, the high school, and get interns in our charter, just to help abroad and understanding, so they can know what's going on and know us specifically. So we're trying to create that platform in general, because new generation are using more the social media platform
Exactly.
than anything else.
Great.
So we're going forward that aspect of it.
Okay. Chris, I don't have any more questions. Turn it back to you.
I'm good. I've asked the questions that I wanted to. I think I'm good. Shelley, do you need to say anything, or?
Nope, I do not.
And this came through the mayor's office, correct? As a
Yes,
reappointment?
all three of these have been approved by the mayor.
Okay.
And lady, do you have any questions for us at all?
So far, I would love to meet you guys that is not in the aspect of this. Is there any chance that it doesn't have to be like a meeting with the charter board? Is there anything after like 5 o'clock or 6 that I can see you guys in person? Because I know right now I'm driving from Harrisburg to my house.
Yeah, not a good time to walk away to interview. Why don't we can have Shelley send you out some different opportunities, either if you could come to account.
Yeah.
Actually, next Monday, we will be voting on the appointments. And if you want to come to the council meeting where we're going to vote on the appointments and experience a council meeting, you're welcome to it.
Yeah, what's exactly that time schedule on that? Because I'll be in Reading after like 5 o'clock.
The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. Depending on how heavy the agenda is, your appointment might not be voted on, and I hate to say this to you, but until around 8 o'clock, 8:15.
Oh, no, that works fine. That works perfectly, because I'm already in Reading by that time. So that works fine. Yeah.
Okay, so Shelley, if you can send her out the information about the meeting.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for appearing virtually in front of us, taking the time. We appreciate it.
No, I thank you for taking the time to actually take the call, because like I said, I'm driving right now, so that works fine for me right now.
Okay, thank you.
You
All
guys
right,
have a good one.
evening.
You too.
And
Goodbye.
I'm gonna have to leave the meeting. I apologize, but we'll join you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, next up is we move to the plumbing board. And we have a reappointment. And this would be William Journey. How about at the end of the table? And that way the audience can see you. Okay, Mr. Burnett, now. This is a reappointment. You've been on the board for,
Probably 25 years,
okay.
20 years, 25 years.
Can you explain a little bit what your job is on the plumbing board? And also the job of the board overall?
Sure. Right now, I'm the chairman of, and I run the meetings, as you can understand. The job of the board is to interview candidates that are coming into the city to apply for a license. A home license, by the city of Reading, make sure they're qualified, that they have met our credentials. The other thing the board does, if there's any disputes between the inspector and owners over the decision, they can appeal it.
Are there any things, since you've been on the board, that you feel could be done differently or better?
Well, one of the things that we recently have done, is we started meeting out the sewer plant. That's that meeting at City Hall, and I'll tell you what, it's really been fantastic for board members and for the applicants. It's just so much easier to get it out of there. It's about the party around here. So that's one of the things that we have done. I can't think of anything right up front that we need to do.
And that's interesting that you changed locations. You know, as a new councilman, I actually got a tour of the wastewater treatment plant for the very first time. I was amazed,
Yeah.
absolutely amazed. And, you know, I think that's one of those things that we sort of take, a lot of speeding citizens take for granted that you don't think about it.
It's got to go somewhere.
But it's pretty amazing how much it has improved and been upgraded. So, let's see. This is tough because we've been on the board for 25 years.
How about, one of the things that we were working on, never seen to get it done. Council is, probably 10 years ago. We went through the amendments, city has, along with the code, that they follow, the city also has the amendments. And we're trying to update our amendments, and that's strong, and
That was 10 years ago.
now that.
Fred is on the call if you want to ask him about the delay.
About,
Because that has to come through law.
Yeah, it has to come
The
through.
code, the
That's-
code amendments have to go to law
okay.
before they come to you. So council hasn't gotten them yet, so it's not council that's holding them.
Right, and Shelley, we talked about this. This came up when we interviewed a guy from the planning board yesterday. We'll have more on this later.
Okay.
I don't really think we need to get into that now. But I do think there is a misconception as to the board's role in the amendments and all that, but we'll address that in due time. Thanks.
And one last question. Do you see any problems with enforcement with the plumbing board, with any issues?
I haven't seen it.
And this is a question for me, just because I'm just curious. Um, The age of the majority of the housing stock in Grashit versus updated codes. Do you see any issues there?
No, because the code, allows for, repairs and all homes, so there's some give and take there.
Okay, I just know, I had a call from one of my constituents who they were doing an addition. And their plumber questioned about, if I can remember this, the use of text. But it either had to be all, like it couldn't just be the addition, it had to be the entire property in order for it to qualify.
And the electric has to be certified for exception.
Right. I just thought that was interesting. No comment.
Well, I don't know if that's something you want to speak into now or not.
No, I was just curious. It was for my personal benefit.
Yeah.
All right, I think you've answered all my questions and thank you for coming in.
Sure, thanks, Pat.
And our last interview, which is also for the plumbing board, is Thad Maurer.
Yes, sir. Present,
Have a seat.
present, hello.
Hi,
Where'd Miss Insurance go? Where'd she go?
Not sure.
Oh,
All right. And Mr. Maurer,
Yes.
you're a reappointment, new appointment,
new.
new.
Yep, it's gonna be rookie.
Okay, and what do you feel that you can bring to the plumbing?
Oh, right. Well, the one thing I'm going to learn, the board, the rules, the regulations. And the whole thing, when I put it down in my application, is the safety of the citizens, of course, of Reading. Just want to be a team player. And to learn. The candidates come in. So. This any situations I can talk about. It's moment, so just. It's only to learn.
Okay, good. And I know you wrote the information on your application.
Yeah.
For the sake of the public watching, could you just give a little bit of description on your background?
My background, no problem. My father worked for retired from the city for 30-some years. He was the superintendent of the sewer department. And I grew interest in the city, in the sewer system. And I took plumbing at brand new roads at 93. Going back in 93, that era, I was volunteer firefighter for the city of Reading, Engine 5. You know, back when shall I say, like the Stouts and all the guys that I mentored over the years have developed to success. You know, so I did that for a little bit. And I should have went that way, but I didn't. I got into the Reading School District back in 1997. And so going on 26, 27 years, the plumber put down. I went through the apprenticeship program. Went through the journeyman program. And I got master's. Instructor.
And I'm not sure what your schedule is, but have you been told about how often the plumbing board meets and at what time?
Yep.
And that there wouldn't be any conflict with you attending the meeting or conflict at all. So, okay, that's good to hear. And one last question. If you are appointed to the board, is there anything that you feel that could be improved or something that you would like to see happen that you feel isn't happening?
The biggest thing is communication, and so far, the crew that's on there now, there's a lot of communication. I respect it very much. I don't know how much that board works hand in hand with city hall here. I mean, as city council. I think I don't know. Do they work? No.
Generally not, you would work directly with Jay.
Okay.
I think that's all the questions I have. Usually there are three of us and you get bombarded, but
Yeah, whatever.
lucked out.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, yes, I think that's about it, like I said. Thankful to be here.
Well, thank you for coming in and thank you for
Thank you.
appearing in person. That's always
Yeah, thanks for,
nice. Did you have any questions before?
oh, not really.
Okay,
Not yet. Give me a year or two. Maybe
Okay.
I might have some.
that's fine. That works. Thank you again.
Oh, you betcha. Thank you.
Okay. Shelley, since we're limited in committee members, is there anything else or?
No, I don't have anything else. So no, this was
I
just.
guess that will be it for this month's meeting. Thank you.